that can only mean one or two things. Footies. Ba-ba-da-ba-da,
Oh, look out. Here we go.
We're back.
Oh,
Now, this is Footy Unfilterated. I am your host, James Clements. He's got the Blues hat back on. I'm a Josh Fraser truther. Josh Fraser is, look, we're going to talk about Sean Manor later, but Josh Fraser is the real manna from heaven for Blues fans. Blues fans. I was thinking Bulls fans. On the other side of this here screen is everyone's favourite long-suffering Essendon fan. It's Jez. Jez, what's going on?
Long-suffering, yes. However, I do have two sons. That's right, two. I've also got two daughters. Let's not forget that. Two sons who are both currently playing in football teams that are undefeated. Liamoth went 6-0 on the weekend at top of the ladder in Central Highlands, which was a pretty good day out. They got jumped early, so it was a good day. And then Zach's team, the Wanturna South under-15s, the Devils, they played their first game out of grading. Played a team that came down from a higher grade and, 6-point win, but it was goal for goal and up and down all day. One of the best games of under-15s footy I've seen in a while. So, yeah, I'm going along nicely if I ignore the fact that I barracked for an absolute dumpster fire of a football team / club.
This all tracks. This is the Soggiest Sorrows footy podcast going, I think, at the moment. The only way it could be worse if it was Richmond, Essendon, but anyway, we'll get to that in a second. Round 10 is done. Footy's fully back. We've had the dead coach bounce, first one, which is always good. We've got a round 10 wrap for you, a very quick one. We've got a weekly awards, some yeah-nahs, and a round 11 preview and picks. We are doing this on a Monday because I'm jetting off first thing Wednesday. So
it's all right for some, isn't it?
Not bad. Just ask old mate. She's the one stuck home with two kids, and I just gallivant around the state. So
I won't be asking that because I value my safety.
Be smart. All right, let's dig into it.
Get into it.
Without the bullet. Footy Unfilterated.
Just dust and cobwebs. They're joking me. Dust and cobwebs. What can I be?
Oh, yes, Jez. Round 10 is done. Round 11 is ahead of us. And I feel like, because we're doing this on a Monday, we usually get the maturation of the AFL news cycle where we do AFL bingo. It's what are we going to talk about this week? Umpires, 50-metre penalties. Basically, I think we've all settled into going, oh, wow, Scott Pendlebury's pretty good. And that's about it. There's not too much outside of that.
I think the Luke Sayers, I've been hearing about that all day, and every time I hear it, I go, why am I hearing about this? I can't do it.
I can't do it. I mean, I don't care.
No.
It's gross. Because every time they say his name, I see the photo, and I'm like, I never want to picture that again in my brain.
I thankfully haven't seen the photo, but just the visual I get, I'm like, no. And then they're talking about putting it in the family court so that it can't be reported. And I'm like, yes, do that. And then I'm like, oh, wait, family court's no, just go away, both of you. I hate that it's linked to footy because it's just not.
Yeah, it's gross. It's weird. Quit it. But really, we've got the Pendles, record-breaking game, which is very fun. We've also got the AFLW announcing the season will kick off with an awesome doubleheader for Spuds round, which is very cool. Spuds
love
game.
That.
Which is really neat. I dig that. There's also an AFLW versus Ireland representative game before that, which is very neat as well. So, I don't know. I think I love the idea of doubleheaders, and the thing that annoys me the most about this sort of stuff is they get so in the weeds but look, but people don't want to sit there for 6 hours. It's but
they do.
So the amount of people, the people who are going to go to the St Kilda Carlton game, the men's game, maybe some of them will just come earlier. And compared to how many people who would be there if you just played this at Icon Park, it will probably be more, you dumb idiots, shut up.
Yep.
Just, what are you talking about? Across the back of the head, shush.
100%
So-
agree.
I'm all for more footy. I love the idea of double headers. I think it's a great way to grow the women's game.
Yep.
I think it's just smart, and I don't know. I'm all good with it.
Yep.
I guess the other big thing was like, I don't know, are there going to be more people at that for the W opener than were at the G for Bombers Freo this week?
Probably. I think there's more days that it's been since we have won a final than there were people at the G on the weekend. Also, more than GWS have members, so whatever.
What was it? The worst crowd at the G for the Bomb Rays? Well, it's only like the first time they've had under 30,000 since like 1995, which is pretty crazy.
It's not good. I wasn't one of them either.
A club in trouble. Anyway, that's like kind of it for news, and that's fine. We don't need the spin the roulette wheel of dumb AFL media this week until like it'll probably something crazy will happen tomorrow and we've missed it, but you get that on the big jobs. Some injury news. Richmond have got no dudes left. They're running. They might have like VFL call-ups for the Dreamtime at the G game this week, which is
my phone may ring, so I'll have to just jump out and quickly let Adam know that my knee's a bit dicky, so I'll probably have to just sit in a pocket this week. So.
I like it. Because they lose Sam Cumming and Campbell Gray this week as well. Tough one for super coaches who had Sam Cumming, who came in a couple of weeks, doing pretty well. Oscar Steen did his ACL.
That was sad.
For the pie.
You hate seeing
really sad,
a young kid who's, especially the impact he had in his first couple of games. He tried to go it alone against probably one of the best ruckmen of the last 15, 20 years, and he was doing okay. But yeah, they definitely suffered when he went down, didn't they?
Yeah, Grundy was awesome after that. Won the medal as well. 2 meter Peter hurt his. I guess this is going to be, if I had to put like a 15 centimeter PCL
or sand in a certain area. But anyway, whatever. I suppose I don't think it's going to make much of a difference, to be honest. The fact that Richmond have got no dudes is probably the only shining light for us this week coming, but I guess we'll get into that later.
And LDU hurt himself on the weekend. It was like a knee, but they were like, I think we've avoided any major things. He looked like he was okay. I'm like, that's the best of the reporting we've got so far. Jeez, okay, sure. So anyway, there you go. Anything else you want to hit on from, I don't know, newsworthiness there, Jez? Anything?
Look, I don't think so. I think the race for the next coach sacked is down to 1, but, here we go. Let's talk about something good. The games.
Absolute crackers. I think there was one other one. Who was it? Oh, Bailey Williams. That's right. He did a hammy as well. So that was
the Bailey Williams?
Down from
really?
The other Bailey. The other one.
The crap one. Oh, right.
The one who's not ripping apart the competition. Right. Let's wrap up some round 10. We started off with an absolute belter, a grand final rematch, the latest I think we've gone into a season without a grand final rematch, which was weird. And, wow. Geelong smoked the Lions 117-76, and it was awesome, and they looked terrifying.
Scary good.
And
scary good.
The Lions...
I hate how much I enjoy them. Yeah.
Like, where was this against the Blues a couple of weeks ago? We might have saved Michael Voss's job. But I think we all won in that exchange. But Manor, like Sean Manor, my beloved Sean Manor from Werribee, pops up out of nowhere, kicks 3 goals in 3 minutes and completely turns the game on its head. It had been pretty level at that point as well. And then he just goes whack.
Yeah.
And then it was just whack, 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 whack. It's like a bunch of ducks just all in a row. He ends up kicking 5 goals in the end, but they're just absolutely put them to the sword. It was crazy, Jess.
He flipped his own form on its head. I think we were talking 2-3 weeks ago where he couldn't even get a kick. And now he's gone and had 3 goals in 3 minutes. He was awesome. Geelong are awesome. They were scary good. I don't know whether it's just that time of the year where Brisbane sort of, maybe they reduced their training load or whatever. They're battling a few injuries and all that sort of stuff. A couple of players out of form. I think Geelong obviously had a plan and it worked really, really well. The wet doesn't seem to work for the Lions, and Geelong just thrive in it. So I think that may have had a bit. I can't see it being much of a different result, even for the safe drive. The way that the Cats are playing at the moment it's actually unreal. I hate how much I enjoy watching them play because I'm not a big fan of Geelong, and I know that's going to annoy a lot of people who watch slash listen to this. So, but bad luck and stuff. You've been successful for too long. Give us a turn, please.
Well, I think it's just crazy that like Geelong are the same team that lost by 30 30 rounds ago to Port Adelaide, and then they've sort of turned around and gone whack, whack, whack.
Yeah.
Smoked the Pies last week, smoked the Lions, and you're like, I think the Cats are just going to win it all. But anyway, that was very, very good.
Very good.
Friday also delivered 2 crackers. We had Sydney 81, Collingwood 75. This was a rip schnorter of a game. You had the Brodie Grundy show, obviously, as Steen goes down. But also, like the Swans were getting smoked early. The Pies were dominating. And then it all turned on its head after. Yeah, half time. And they just sort of got run over in the third quarter, kept pulling it back. And it's like, what is this going on here? And then the Swans managed to just sort of hold on, and it just goes back and forth in the fourth quarter as well. And you get the sealer at the end. It was absolutely awesome. Like, it was a great win. It was a great game. The way it finished was insane. A wildly entertaining ride, I think that one was.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this game. Same thing, half time. I thought, geez, the Pies are going to roll home with this. And then it's like teams can only play half a game these days. Although in some cases, like Essendon, we can't even play that. But you see so often that a team will come out for a quarter or even a half and just absolutely smash a team. And then either the score, and we'll talk about the next game, was a very similar thing. The score sort of ends up a lot closer than what you'd expect, or they end up losing. So, which awesome. It keeps it interesting. It means that unless you're up by 100 plus at half time, you're probably not safe anywhere. Which one thing I do like about modern footy is no lead, probably within 10 goals is really safe. So depending on obviously the team. I mean, if you're a goal up against Essendon with an hour to go, you're probably fine. If you're 6 goals down the Carlton half time before last week, you were probably pretty confident. But yeah, I love it. I love the way the game is headed in that regard. So.
Yeah, I mean, the Pies are up massive. Charlie kicks his only goal of the game. Then there's like another Sarong one. And like the game sort of tilted back towards the Swans after that. And then there was like 6 goals or whatever in that third quarter that they booted and ran over something. It was crazy. Then we had Gold Coast Port was an belter as well. 98-73 up there in Darwin, which I always love. It is like, as I said on this show last week, there is nothing better than like a couple of cheeky tins Friday on the couch, a double header, and like they show like the, up in the NT or the Gold Coast or somewhere like nice and warm, and you're like, this is good. And I too feel nice.
Pouring with sweat and it was. And this game looked like they were going to run away with it, the Suns, and then I think the heat might have got to them a bit, or 2 weeks away from home, and they just sort of took the foot right off the gas. So I think they actually parked the car at one point and just said, "That'll do, pig. That'll do."
Yeah, that's 10 straight wins in Darwin for the Suns, though, so they should just move there at this point. But again, this is it. It's the 27th parallel. Just keep playing all your games above there and you're laughing. But my favourite thing was that my boys carried them. My boys. I've never been so proud. My beloved Ned Moyle, my best mate, and my adopted son, Jed Walter, kicked 6 goals between them. I'm like, this is unreal. I feel like the most vindicated bloke in the world right now. I'm like, yes. See, I might be the smartest football commentator who can't say smartest. Sounded like Tony Grigg there. Oh, he's the smartest. It was amazing to sort of watch them just go off, and I'm like the Leo meme. I'm like doing the Leo DiCaprio, just pointing at the TV. I'm like,
just with your ears.
Just what? Name well. Jed Warner. Hey, Jimmy. This is great. Port stink. Still, you did have Butters going off his head. He was everywhere. Noah Anderson was awesome, though. That was a really fun game for the Suns. Port came flying back, held them off. They were fine. Saturday, gross. 133 Adelaide, North Melbourne 65. The Roos didn't show up to Adelaide at all. Underman Crom absolutely took them behind the woodshed. This was an absolute out and out belting. It wasn't even that close. Like 133-65 was much worse.
Well, the Roos got out early. I think they kicked 2 goals 4 or something like that, and then you thought, oh, geez, they start hitting them and they're going to run away with it, and then all of a sudden that was it. I think this is a game that they would like to just put on the shelf and go, we'll forget. I think they need the bye, North Melbourne. Yeah, I think they. So
that was a 10-goal second quarter to 2 points.
Unreal.
That's not great. So I think as you're watching, it's like I remember watching this and they're just like, that's like the perfect quarter of footy, and you're like, but yeah,
pretty much.
Yes, you go from what was it? Yeah, there you go, 4 goals 2 to 14-6. It's a pretty good quarter of footy, I'll tell you. Adelaide, this is it. Like they just look terrifying, ranking, running around, causing all sorts of havoc. The thing is, you sort of just need to see them do it against other teams away, Adelaide, and off we go. Tough one there. Melbourne. I told you Hawthorn are addicted to playing games of the year. Unfortunately for them, this was Melbourne's game of the year. And they're like, Melbourne now, we're going to play a game of the year every couple of weeks now. It's like Carlton is our game of the year. Oh, wait, no, now we've got another couple in our in the gun, so let's see what happens. And they were amazing.
Yep.
Talk about a game where it just completely turns on its head. It just absolutely pivoted and they ran away with it. And you're like, what the hell just happened? And you're like, well, Melbourne just happened because the Hawks led just before halftime.
Yep.
And after through that third quarter, I'm sitting there with the squids. I'm like, what's happening? And it's like 3 goals to nothing, and then it's like a couple more goals. Oh my god, they're killing them, and they're like suddenly up by like 5 goals, 6 goals, and it just didn't stop. They're just piling them on for fun late. So that was pretty. Like Cozzy was well held. It was kind of like everybody.
I was just going to say, and they did it without a massive influence from Cozzy, which was even better to see. I was watching this one on the iPad on the way home from Ballarat, and it was, I was very excited, really enjoying the way the D's are playing. It's funny how much of a similar style they are to Geelong. Now, obviously, there's a bit of a correlation there with Stephen King, but if you look at the way that Geelong are, sort of running away with games, Melbourne are starting to do that sort of stuff to teams as well. Especially the last couple of games, Geelong have sort of held on then against North, against Brisbane, and then just run off with it. The D's are starting to do that sort of stuff as well. Like they're really high on confidence now, and they are so good to watch at the moment. They're probably one of my favourite teams to watch at the moment. So right now.
I could also just watch Harrison Petty interviews nonstop.
How good was that?
Dropping a couple of sweats.
And then outing Disco Turner for his spitty bum. That was the best.
That was great. Thank you, Harrison Petty. Yeah. Then, that's chaos. How did they win this? Carlton 74. The Doggies 62. I love Jack Ison. And, of course, I love my boy Crip. Anyway, I'm not going to sing the entire recap. That was pretty good off the top of my head.
Not bad.
Many have called me the songbird of my generation, Jez. That's how this
works. I wasn't one of them.
But, yeah, this was absolute. I didn't know what to do. I'm like sitting there, I don't know what to do with my hand.
Yep.
We're coming behind to win.
Was that one?
I freaked out. It was weird. It was a strange game. I don't know. Like they never got in front properly until the fourth quarter, basically. And I'm still stunned, shocked, not dismayed, a little bit excited. This is a game they never win, and they somehow won it. So coming from behind in the fourth quarter, to like coming home with a wet sail, it's like this is
Unheard
this
of.
is usually what happens. Is what happens to Carlton. The other team kicks 5 goals, 2 in the fourth quarter and win the game. But the way they got up like so quickly as soon as it turned as well, there was like Carroll was amazing.
Yeah.
He's back to like his 2 goals. You're like he's just done the same thing.
Yeah.
It's incredible. But then so you have the Carroll goal that gets them back, and like this was the problem. They could never get back over the hump of leading. It felt like I think for basically the second and third quarters, the Blues could just not get their noses in front. It never blew out, but every time they'd score, we'd score, and like vice versa, right? And then as soon as Carroll kicks that goal in the fourth quarter, I'm like, watch us give up another one. And instead you get the big H goal, and you're like, oh, we're ahead now. This is just going to hurt all the more. And then Brody Kemp kicks his goal, and you're like, then Ainsworth kicks that sick goal.
That
and you're
was
like,
awesome.
Oh, no. And the absolute capping moment of this was the Jack Ison goal.
That was the best.
Keeler puts him. Everybody runs to the man making his debut. He was part of like the welcome to country.
That was my favourite part of the game. I'd gotten home just as it was happening and was listening to it on the radio, and I heard them say, "Oh, the players are involved." So I went in and I watched it from the start, and that was one of the best things I've seen. That was so good, and that was something we didn't touch on earlier. It's obviously the first week of Sir Doug Nicholls' round, which is I love the Indigenous round, the Indigenous jerseys. I've actually got right here. So Learmonth played their Indigenous game on the weekend, and this is a jersey my son Luke wore. Not this one, but the same one, which was designed by a 13-year-old girl last year I believe, I could be wrong. And that's obviously the back of it there. I did know what the meaning was behind a lot of it, but I'll be honest, I've forgotten because I was told about 12 months ago. But really cool jerseys, and I love the designs. I love all the club's designs. I think it's just awesome to showcase that sort of thing, which I wish I had mentioned that at the start. But so the fact that, obviously Artie Jones from the Dogs, Jack Ison and Zach Williams, that was amazing, the way they got involved in the dance, and just, the joy, and, everyone there was smiling, everyone was enjoying themselves, and, you couldn't ask for more. And just one little thing to all you bigots out there who carry on about it, get stuffed. Go and put your white hood on and go and burn a cross somewhere else.
I love it. It's like, I love it that we're acknowledging, just how in the culture of footy, like Indigenous culture is. Yeah. And it's like, you can't, on one hand, be celebrating, the amazing feats of like all the incredible Indigenous footballers over the years, and then be like, I don't need to be welcome to my own country. Shut up, idiot. Yeah. Just shut up. Yeah. I love it. Anyway, Ison was incredible. That goal was sick. They all got around him. I love those. The Carlton, as you said, the jerseys are incredible. To the point where I'm like, the Blues just wear those jerseys the entire time. They're radical. So that was a great one. Enjoyed it. Rest of the round, there's only basically one good game in this. Essendon got absolutely smashed by Freo, 104-61. It wasn't like, it doesn't sound as bad as it was, but at halftime this was over. Like, it was depressing. And then Freo, talk about parking the car and just going, we're done. Yeah. They basically did that. Patrick Voss, what did he kick? 4 goals, like 4 straight goals at one point?
In the second quarter, I believe, and then he ended up with 5. So,
So that was a tough one. Obviously, a gross Melbourne day, wet, cold, miserable, and not a great one for the Dons.
Yeah.
Obviously.
And
Freo,
none of the senior players stood up at all. So it was left to the kids to run the show. And what do you expect? I don't know. I think, I've got a few thoughts on this a little bit down the track.
All right.
Strap in, people. Strap in.
Teaser. Another gross one. St Kilda just smashed Richmond 109-73. It was a bit of a weird one. And the Tigers just look. They were sort of hanging around a bit, and then it's the same sort of story, right? Like it just gets a little bit squirrely, and then it goes all sideways, and the other team runs over the top of them if they're half decent. And the Saints are obviously half decent. No Naz, no real worries. Like they still had just like. Was it Hugo Garcia was absolutely everywhere? I remember. I'm just like, what is
Darcy
going on?
Wilson was pretty good. Rowan Marshall.
Darcy Wilson's an
Yeah.
So that was pretty straightforward because they just sort of stayed up, and then you turned around and they've smashed it, and they just sort of stayed there. So good job by the Saints. The sort of win that you need to have.
A couple of shining lights for the Tigers. Like they didn't get absolutely blown away by 10 plus goals. They had Liam Fawcett who kicked 3 goals from his 3 kicks, which is pretty cool. Didn't really do much else. So, yeah, I think just another run-of-the-mill, get it done and out of the way. Don't lose it by St Kilda. So, bit of a danger game, these ones, when they play the bottom feeders, because they're the type of side that will drop one to a Richmond or an Essendon. So.
Definitely. And I do mention him later, but Noah Roberts-Thompson kicked with his first 2 kicks of AFL footy, kicked 2 goals.
That's got to be a record of some sort.
I love that. That was unreal.
If we had someone who was like a stats guy or something, he could almost look that up for us.
Should get on to the stats guy. And then
love you, stats guy.
The boil over of the weekend.
Oh, this is so good. I love this.
The West Coast Eagles 88, GWS 71 got absolutely J-trained.
Oh, yeah.
And also Bailey Williams did. And Harley Reid went and played his best game of football in AFL. That was pretty good.
Yep.
Which prompts me to be like, whoa, Harley Reid, bam-a-lam. Whoa, Harley Reid, bam-a-lam. He smoked GWS, bam-a-lam. It was
the fend-off.
Very good.
The fend-off deserved a goal.
There is nothing better than Reid fend. It's awesome.
The way he looks for it, like Dusty was great because he would just do it. But Harley Reid almost ran, I forget the player it was, but he ran towards a GWS defender to fend him off and then had a shot. And the only thing that would have made that play better was if he kicked that goal, but he actually got the free kick for the high. But he was awesome. I love the way, and I'll hold it for now, but I've got some thoughts on Harley Reid too, and they're very good. Big fan.
I love him. He's unreal. I love the J Train. I love the Bailey J Williams, the other one. He was so good.
He was unreal.
That last. But the J Train, Jakey Waterman, the 2 goals that he kicked late were just like absolutely pivot moments for this game, right? Like it all just.
They got in front. They got in front, and then I think they were up by about 4 goals at one point. And then GWS came storming back in the third, and you thought, no, they've given up the go. But it was so good to see them actually pull together and rally and get back into the game. And like you said, the old heads for them were the ones that stepped up. Elliot Yeo, he didn't have a lot of the footy, but he took some really important marks across the centre when GWS was trying to drive forward. And then the young fellas coming through. There's obviously, I think it was Jack or Josh Lindsay that got the Rising Star nomination. It was really good team sort of effort there, which is very rare. And if you look at the stats, there's one thing on this. Aside from Harley Reid, the next highest stat winner for the Eagles was 19 disposals. So it was a very even spread, which that's I think. When old mate Jay Clark was questioning whether Andrew McQualter can coach, I think that says that he's probably he's heading in the right direction with his group. So, 100-point losses are going to happen, but you can see that whatever it is that they're trying to do is starting to pay off.
Yep, they've now tripled their win total from last year, so it's not bad. I did love. The J Train back-to-back goals that gave them the lead again. Like the place was going absolutely ballistic. But it also, I love the bounce back of Milan Murdoch, who gave away the 100-meter penalty.
Yep.
That led to I think it was the Fonte goal.
Yep.
And then Milan Murdoch is the one at the very end who gets the ceiling after the siren goal.
And he was
the tackle. I think
awesome. He was awesome. Aside from that 100, I think he was on Toby Green. Who had again, he's had one game this year where he's had a massive impact. And
was he on Green? Someone else was on Whitfield as well, and they basically had both of them had very little impact. So
I think he might have been on Green. But either way, he was doing a great job, and then obviously, didn't cover himself in glory with that. But yeah, it's hard though. They're very thin-skinned. Some of these decisions, but I guess the rules are the rules, and
yeah. I remember, Clary had 1 million touches, and you're like, that's
not
fine.
Much of an impact though.
Finn Callahan was Brady Hoft, so that was a bit of a tough one. And yeah, anyway, I can't remember who actually was covering who, but there you go. Awesome win for the Eagles. Good on them. That's the round 10 wrap.
Not a bad round of footy, Jim. Not a bad round of footy.
It's a great round. Anytime the Blues win is a good round of footy, if you ask me. Anyway, let's do some round 10 awards.
Woo!